So what does it take to keep our brains healthy? Welcome to my channel. My name is Anessa. I am a detox specialist that specializes in using diet and herbs to help individuals heal their chronic issues naturally. Welcome, and let's get into this very important topic. What makes the brain very susceptible to aging and degeneration? And oftentimes we hear, okay, it's the age or it is the heavy metals, and both are correct. But actually, the biggest culprit when it comes to brain health is the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is the body's waste system that takes care of acidic waste, toxins, chemicals. If you are not circulating this waste correctly, the body will start degenerating cells because the cells will bathe in their own excretions. So we don't want to do that. When cells do that, they degenerate, especially the weakest areas of the body, and chronic disease sets in. So if you want to keep your brain healthy, get your lymphatic system draining. So to have perfect health, you have to have nutrition, which is the blood network. So the blood network delivers all the good nutrition through the blood to all the cells and organs. And then you have to have a well-functioning waste system. So nutrition system, which is your kitchen, and a waste system, which is your bathroom. So both have to function well, be clean, and effective in what they do. If they aren't, or if the kitchen's doing well, but the bathroom is not, or both, then your health will suffer. So what helps the blood and the lymphatic system work well? Well, the blood is a self-contained network that uses the heart as its pump, whereas the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It utilizes our own muscle movements, our own diet, and our own activity levels to pump the lymphatic system and circulate it from different areas of the body, such as the head to the kidneys to be purged. Also, the blood doesn't really get acidic, unlike the lymphatic system. If the blood got too acidic, you would die within 3 to 4 minutes. So the blood is always alkaline. The body keeps it that way for our survival. But the lymphatic system gets acidic. It is the system, a lipid system, that carries acid waste. So it's going to get very acidic. High levels of acidity and the way that it's drained, if it's stagnant, if it's circulating inadequately, those two things can make the lymphatic system work against the body. It can start degenerating cells in its vicinity, and it can promote that inflammatory response, which we call chronic inflammation. So what to do? We have to get the lymphatic system to drain well. So the blood is perfect on its own. As long as we nourish it with a good diet, we circulate the blood network, and we are in a healthy state, the blood will perform its job. But the lymphatic system, because it relies on us for its movement and alkaline chemistry for its circulation, it will need more work. So we have to work actively on the lymphatic system to stay healthy. So those are two sides of chemistry: the alkaline, which is the blood, the acidic, which is the lymphatic system, which helps to carry the acidic waste outside. It's not necessarily acidic in nature. It's a lipid system, which is actually alkaline. But what it does is protect the body from what it carries, which is waste and sewage. And it's very intelligently designed to do so. Well, just like all the organs in the body, the brain has its own lymphatic system, which is called glymphatic system. This glymphatic system takes care of the brain's waste and delivers it back to the kidneys to be purged. So the lymphatic system is also the body's immune system. So think about all the pathogens and chemicals and foreign chemistry that the body has to get rid of. And think about what that chemistry does, which is to invade the body through this acidic influx of chemistry that degenerates. The immunity factor has a lot to do with its waste disposal function. So think of all your lymph nodes as septic tanks for all these pathogens, all these acids, where the body congregates them and gets rid of them. They are degenerated by bacteria, specifically macrophages. Then this lesser acidic waste then circulates back into the lymphatic system and goes towards the kidneys. So that's kind of the big picture. and the summary of the great lymphatic system, which is 4 times as long as the blood network. And it's the least discussed process of the body in the medical industry. So the medical industry really doesn't talk about the lymphatic system, actually doesn't even understand it. And because of what it does and how its lack of drainage and circulation is the foundation of our chronic disease, medical doctors will never understand this causation, so they suppress its expression. They don't do anything about its causation, which is multilateral, which is holistic. So to understand the lymphatic system is to understand disease formation. So let's get back to the brain. The brain obviously has a lot of its own mechanisms to protect itself. It has the glymphatic system, which runs through all the neurons, the cells, the interstitial spaces of the brain, and it cleans it on a daily basis. However, if you have genetic propensity, if we have cholesterol buildup, which is another way that the lymphatic system stagnates, and then the body compensates through that by delivering cholesterol to patch up that acidic degeneration. And then we have the chemicals that cause neurodegeneration in our older age. And these are the heavy metals. So we do have cholesterol buildup in our brains. And we feel that, we have pressure in our ears. We feel that we're stuffed. We have a lot of sinuses and chronic heart stagnation in this area. That is a sign that there is a lot of lymphatic stagnancy. That lymphatic stagnation is going to start degenerating tissues, neurons, and so forth. And once that happens, the body is going to try and send help in. So cholesterol is actually not the bad guy. Cholesterol is used by the body to patch up acidic degeneration. So the antidote to all of this is the alkaline principle of chemistry. So whereas acids degenerate, they're hot, they're heavy, they degenerate, and they burn, and they decay tissue. Alkaline chemistry heals, it expands, it cools everything down. So there are 2 sides of chemistries that coexist. And if you look at nature, if you look at life, everything is based on a certain amount of each factor, of each chemistry. When we're alive, when we're young, we're expanding, so we're in that alkaline state. When we degenerate and we pass away, we're basically in that acidic state. So everything in between is a flux of the alkaline and the acidic. And we are somewhere in that spectrum. The exact same thing happens in our bodies. If you have too much acid, we're going to degenerate. So to offset the state, we have to introduce alkaline chemistry inside our bodies. And that can be done through diet, through good thoughts, through positive emotions. So all of those are high vibration alkaline experiences. And the more we have that, the more we can balance the body and keep our body in the state of regulation. So it doesn't degenerate, it can circulate its waste, it can repair itself, and there will be no sign of disease. So what are some solutions to get the glymphatic system to circulate naturally and correctly? Well, as we discussed, diet is number 1. So you want to concentrate on eating a mostly alkaline diet, which is basically composed of raw vegan foods. And because of their nutrition, their enzyme level, their energy, and their cleansing chemistry, they can go in and they can help clean everything out. Alkaline chemistry is also very cleansing. So fruit is the nature's best cleanser. And if you want to clean your body, if you want to clean your brain, your head area, your sinuses, go with fruits. Fruits will help to scrub everything down. They're going to help cool the area down. They can move the lymphatic system. They can circulate it really well. So if you used any one substance to help your brain drain lymphatically, it would be fruit. And fruit first thing in the morning is the best. The body wants to remove all that waste from the repair process of the night, from all that action that has been done when you were sleeping. So it wants us to give it some alkaline chemistry, cleansing chemistry, first thing in the morning. So it can release the waste, it can energize us for the day, and it can repair all of those weaknesses. The second thing you can do for your brain health is to use herbs. So herbs are very tissue specific. You can use specific herbs for the liver, specific herbs for the kidneys, for blood, and also for the brain. There are certain herbs that work really well with the brain circulation process, with the nervous system, with neuron integrity. And these herbs, my favorite herbs, are gotu kola and ginkgo. Those two help circulate the blood and the lymphatic system in the brain, meaning they can bring nutrition and take out waste effectively. And that's what needs to happen for you to have that brain integrity and health for the long term. The third thing that I really recommend is that you get plenty of quality sleep. So during the sleep cycle, we obviously repair the body. Our bodies are intelligent. They go after weaknesses. They go after chemicals, toxins, so forth. So when we sleep, we repair. And also a lot of our functions get the rest they need so they can be regenerated for the day after. So sleep provides us with repair and rest. And the brain is one of the most energy intensive organs. So it uses a lot of energy. It's constantly active. So the body cannot put it in the rest mode, and it can come in and clean and repair. So that is essential. And if you don't get enough rest, especially on regular basis, that is going to show up as a lot of lymphatic stagnation, a lot of heaviness in our ears, in our heads, a lot of sinus issues, because our bodies didn't have the capacity and the resources to take care of the lymphatic stagnation. Another thing that I love to do is use essential oils. You don't necessarily have to put essential oils directly on your head to get the benefits of them. You can simply sniff them. The molecules in the oil itself will be pulled inside your sinus area, your head area, and that is going to deliver all those properties of that oil into your body. So a little bit goes a long way. Also, what you can do is use a carrier oil. So anything like olive oil or coconut oil, simply put 1 drop of an essential oil into this carrier oil, and that's going to be enough to self-massage your head and your lymphatic nodes. And always make sure to massage from the head, from the top of the head, towards the kidneys. So you want to massage downwards, and that's going to drain your lymph. So 1 drop per, let's say, 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of carrier oil, and simply massage that in, and make sure to drain all of the lymph from the top to the bottom, and working on those lymph nodes like that. That is another way that you can help the head with draining the lymphatic system. My favorite essential oils for the lymphatic system include frankincense, which I use a lot, geranium, and for the head specifically, rosemary. So all of them are very stimulating, but a little bit goes a long way. And finally, exercise. Rebounding is one of the best ways to move the lymphatic system in the body. You can also do jumping jacks, which mimic that trampoline movement. You can likewise practice yoga, which is incredible for the lymphatic system. It basically moves all parts of the body counter to gravity, so then the lymphatic system can flow in areas where it doesn't usually flow, and that is great. You want to do that. If you put your head down and your feet up, that is going to be counteractive to gravity, and that's going to help move the lymphatic system. And finally, you can do massages on your head. So what I do is I use my fingers like a comb, and I basically just go gently inside and put some pressure on the scalp, and I move a lot of that lymph by just putting pressure on the scalp. You can also do this with a simple comb. So every morning, instead of just brushing your hair, you want to concentrate on the scalp. You use your comb and you apply some pressure and make sure to get into all areas of the scalp, and back and forth, and then you can manually drain that area with that lymphatic massage we discussed. There are 2 things you can eliminate to help your brain stay healthy. And those 2 things, in my experience and in my knowledge and what I've seen in people's cases, are dairy and heavy metal exposure, meaning chemicals. So if you are a dairy drinker, I recommend that you substitute the dairy for plant-based alternatives. And this is because dairy causes a lot of lymphatic stagnation in the sinuses. It is very mucus forming, and mucus is a side effect of acidic chemistry. So when you have a cold, you obviously have a lot of mucus come out. That's a detox symptom. So if you want good brain health, I really recommend getting off dairy. And finally, exposure to chemicals. So a lot of chemicals are neurotoxins. So a lot of our household chemicals, including heavy metals, are neurotoxins. And that means they degenerate the brain integrity, the brain tissue. So what you can do is substitute all of the chemicals that you have in your household, the cleaning products, the aluminum foil. Do not cook with aluminum foil. Aluminum foil and aluminum pans, when heated, can leach the aluminum into foods. So do not use aluminum. Go with stainless steel or glass. So stay away from heavy metals by filtering your water, by not exposing yourself to pesticides, environmental toxins, any chemicals in your environment. If you go to hairdressers, they have a lot of chemicals they use on the head and inside the salon. Also, perfumes are highly toxic to the brain. So any chemical perfumes, air fresheners are huge. They are very neurotoxic. All those artificial aromas are known to be neurotoxic. So stay away from all those chemicals and look to the natural side of life. There are a lot of different alternatives to these mainstream chemical products. So look for those alternatives and your brain will thank you. So if you liked this video and found it helpful, please support the channel by liking it and subscribing. And if you'd like to learn more about detox and how to stay healthy naturally, all my information is down below. So thank you so much for watching and take care.